that's when you seek help outside.
Right.
Because these individuals should know what they're doing and should help you along your path, because they shouldn't just be someone who just puts in numbers and that's it.
Right.
It should be someone who actually puts in the number, kind of analyzes it, and
Right.
tells you what the heck is going on. Like,
Exactly.
are you spending more than you're bringing in? That's the person that'll help guide you to your financial success.
That's right. Yeah. Are you spending more than you're bringing in? That is definitely a question that a lot of people don't realize. That
And
there's
a lot of people don't know the answer to that.
right. They kind of give you this look like, I don't know. I'm still floating, I don't know if I'm spending more than I make, but, because, they kind of live paycheck to paycheck, and that's, if it can be avoided, that's just not the way you want to live your life. And you can set yourself up for success. It's not the amount of money you make. It really isn't. It's how you control the amount of money you make.
Absolutely.
The decisions that you make, with the amount of money that you make. Because you could make a great deal of money and be broke all the time. And you can make a small amount of money and, do well. So it's that balance. So it's not necessarily how much money you make. It's what you do with it. Right?
Definitely.
And you've assembled a great team here.
I sure did. I'm pretty proud of myself.
Yeah.
I've got great friends in great places.
Yeah.
And I
So,
gotta say,
people could rely on any of the people that you've got in this room today to help take the fear out of finance.
Exactly. And that's why I was so excited to, to get my group back together. And the thing is, you see us here on the show, but we actually interact with each other outside of this. We refer business to each other. We talk to each other. We get advice from each other. If I'm going to look for accounting advice, I'm going to Dustin. Financial advice, I'm going to Lisa. Natalie and I work together all the time. And I can refer my friend over there because Nathan keeps me organized, right? So, I'm not talking about people I've heard about. I'm talking about people that I work with, that I know, that I trust myself. So, this is a great team that we have organized, and Lunch with the Finance Bunch is very happy to have you in the building. Absolutely. Finance is not something that people want to talk about, but it's something that we need to talk about, to have a better and brighter future, in my opinion. Yeah.
I think that a lot of people, because I don't talk to people about their finances, and I'm not a financial professional in the least. But as a small business owner and someone that is self-employed, I think that one of the biggest fears that I run into working with or knowing other people that are in my same position is you don't even want to be aware sometimes of what your financial position is.
Right.
But one of the best things you can do for yourself, and one of the best things I ever did for myself, was get to know different professionals in different fields. Because a lot of times you're like, I want to be here, and I'm not going to get there. And that's all you think, and you just kind of leave it at that. Whereas you could go and talk to a realtor or an accountant or financial services or anything like, or mortgage, and they'll give you a list of options.
Right.
Rather than, well, you might not be able to do this one point, but you have all of these other options.
Exactly.
And it just makes it less scary and more like, okay, I can do one of those things.
Exactly.
To get to where I eventually want to go.
Yeah.
So,
Too, we make things bigger in our minds. We make things scarier and worse in our head than they actually are a lot of times.
Yes.
And so if you just take a second to meet with somebody, they can really help you to dissolve that, and just see that, it's not so bad. I actually do have a lot of options.
Right. People, they fear everything, running their credit, talking to a mortgage professional, talking to a realtor, talking to a financial professional. They don't know where they are, but they're uncomfortable because they don't know where they are. But, the unknown is a lot scarier than the known, because you can do something about it once you know, right?
Well, and you know what to do.
Exactly. Yeah, you know what to do.
You'll know what to do, what the next steps are, and then, one thing at a time is a lot less scarier and a lot less overwhelming than a whole avalanche of the unknown.
That's right.
Baby steps
Baby
or
steps.
bite-sized chunks.
Yeah.
I think people tend to, go the ostrich route and hide their head in the sand, or overanalyze everything.
Yes.
Oh, they think it through too much. And if you rely on a professional to help guide you and give you those baby steps, then you're much more likely to reach your goal.
Yeah, and I think it broadens your options instead of taking them away. It broadens the number of options you have. It really opens you up to more possibilities versus taking possibilities away. Right?
Totally.
I do think so. Well, I mean, we are having a great time here. And again, I want to go on record as saying thank you so much for coming in, taking time out of your day to educate my listeners on some of the things that I'm sure they want to hear more about and making it a more user-friendly environment. And Nathan mentioned something that's very important. We need to support our small business owners. They need to know that they're not out here by themselves, that there are people here to help them. Sometimes as a small business owner, we're all on our own business. And sometimes you feel like you're on an island by yourself, especially when it's, crunch time, right? Because each of our businesses, there's crunch time. And you might feel like that, you're on an island by yourself, but you're not. There's a support team out here to help you. You don't have to do everything by yourself. You don't have to know it all. You can call any of the professionals. They can help you. Just because you own your own business doesn't mean you can't purchase a home. Doesn't mean that you can't, plan a financial future for you and your family. That's why you started a business. Get together with your accountant. If you don't have an accountant, go and see Dustin. If you have an accountant and you're not sure he knows what he's doing, let Dustin review your taxes so that he can help you to maybe make some better financial decisions. That doesn't hurt either. Get a second opinion. If the opinion you have, you're going, get a second opinion. Even if you have someone who is your financial advisor, you might want to let Lisa look at your portfolio anyway, just to see if she has any other ideas that may help you, who knows? It doesn't hurt. You're thinking about buying that house, don't just think about it. Call myself, call Natalie. We're here for you. Find out what your options are. Don't just sit idly and wait because you don't think that you can be approved, because that may not be true. You may have more options than you think. So I'm Miss Charline, and I have lunch with the Finance Bunch, and it is such a pleasure today. This is my anniversary show, and I have the very people in the room that I started with and who helped me through that first very, very terrifying day after I committed to doing this show. And I had never been on the radio or anywhere else before to have to do public speaking. And you guys came on and you made it so much easier for me. And, you supported me, and I wanted to just publicly thank you for that, because it definitely launched, me on this journey. And so it's so nice to have you back in the studio and hearing about all the great things that are going on in your life. Dustin and Lisa got married, and, that's a great thing. And Lisa has ventured into a focused business on, women and helping them with their financial future, which is excellent. And, Nathan over there has had his business for about a year now, and which is a good thing. And, increasing in success. I've watched him grow and blossom. So this is all good, right? And Natalie and I are joined at the hip. Yep. Mortgage banking and lending go together, right? Like peanut butter and jelly.
Yes. Exactly.
So, it's always good to, and I encourage you, they say that the 5 people around you on an ongoing basis determines, where your economic level is going. Keep good people around you. That's another takeaway, I think, from this show. Keep people around you. The conversation that we're having here today, we would have this conversation over lunch. We would have this conversation over dinner. Maybe not to the intensity, but at some portion of it. So keep people around you who keep your mind sharp, who make you think about things that are, bigger than you thought you could do. And, it'll help grow you and stretch you and expand you. If you're the biggest fish in your pond, you're in a small pond. You need to jump into a bigger pond with people who are going to challenge you, who are going to push you, who are going to help you grow. We're going to tell you about a good book they just read, that you might read, or a new philosophy that might stretch you and help you grow. So don't just stay and be the big fish in a little pond. Jump into a bigger pond where you might not be such a big fish and learn from other people, because they're here to help you. Like us, we're here to help you. I don't know everything about finance. I'm not going to lie and say I do. I don't know everything about accounting. I'm definitely not the most organized person you'll meet. You know, sometimes my different businesses clash into each other. You know, I'll have a moment where I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, I'm running 3 businesses for real, and they're all crashing into each other. But, you know, get yourself organized, have someone help you, and then you can be the professional that you want to be. You want to purchase a home, you want to have good investments, you want to have an accountant that you can rely on. This is the group. So before we go, I know we don't have but a few minutes left. I want to make sure I get everyone's contact information back in here again so that when they're looking at this YouTube, Lunch with the Finance Bunch, they will be able to get your contact information. This time I'm going to start with you, my dear.
All right. So you can email me at info@lpwcpas.com. Visit our website, www.lpwcpas.com. And phone number is 310-385-8750.
Okay. Miss Natalie?
Natalie Neith with the John Arrow Group and the Cat Bag and Neat team. My phone number is 323-317-9696. You can email me at natalieneith@gmail.com.
Lisa?
LisaVallejo.com, www.lisavallejo.com. My phone number is 323-782-3181. And I just want to say a big congratulations to Charline for an amazing year. I've been looking through your YouTube videos, and they're incredible, and so much amazing information, important and useful information with great guests. And just keep it up, because you're really making a big change out there.
Well, thank you. And Nathan, give us your contact information.
You can email me at nathan@nathanmfinch.com, and that's my website, nathanmfinch.com, or just look me up, Nathan Finch, on YouTube, and hit me up there.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask everybody this question, so I don't want to just point at someone. I'm going to ask the question first. If you had one piece of advice to give my listeners, what would that advice be? Where do you want to start? Let's start with Dustin.
Don't be afraid to be great.
I love it. Don't be afraid to be great. Natalie?
Choose your advisors wisely and listen to what they advise you.
Exactly. Lisa?
Get a financial team and make your money work for you.
I like it. Nathan?
When it comes to finances, identify what your weakness or your biggest fear is, and make friends in that industry, in that area.
I agree 100%. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And for me, I say surround yourself with people who you aspire to be like, and make that your mission, and you will get there. You know, if you shoot for the stars, you'll get there. If you don't, you won't. You know, but don't allow whatever your present situation is to be your legacy, because it's not. You can go as far as you want to go in this world. You just have to reach out, stop fearing, walk through your fears, walk with your fears, however you need to do it. You know, when I ask people what do they do to conquer their own fears, I love the answers that I get. What do you do when you run into fear yourself? There you go. What do you do, Natalie, when you come upon fear yourself?
I turn to somebody to push me, and I think bigger.
Exactly. And what do you do, Lisa?
What's the worst thing that can happen? Let's get going. Let's get through it.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And what about you, Nathan?
Well, I have different reactions. Sometimes I freak out. No, but usually in a good scenario, I just plow through it.
Yeah.
What else? I can sit there and be miserable, or I can just plow through it.
Exactly.
You're always going to stumble.
That's right.
But, you know, you're always going to get up too. So
that's right.
Just keep going. Keep heading at it.
Yeah.
Call a friend.
Yeah. Yeah, really. You know, and, you know, one of the things that I've noticed is that if the opportunity comes up, that means you're prepared for it. Say yes, right? Because the people that you need to help you will show up. I said yes to this opportunity, and all of you showed up, right? And so if you say yes to the opportunity, it means you're ready for it. You may not know you're ready for it, but you are, or the opportunity would not have presented itself. And what a shame it would be for your opportunity to show up, and you are prepared for it, and you allow fear to stop you, and you don't do what you should do. So I'd say when your opportunity shows up, say yes. and walk with your fears, walk through them, stand up and face them, run through them, like my friend Dustin here says. You know, do what you have to do, but get to where you want to go, and you'll be happy when you get there. This is Miss Charline, Lunch with the Finance Bunch. Thank you so much again for joining me. Thank you to everyone who came in to help me. Lisa, Natalie, Dustin, and Nathan, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Lunch with the Finance Bunch. Thank you, thank you, thank you.